The email arrived at exactly 8:17 a.m., 3 minutes before Monica Lane's life fell apart. She had been staring at her reflection in the mirror for over 10 minutes, adjusting the delicate veil that rested perfectly on her dark, neatly styled hair. The soft ivory wedding gown hugged her figure with effortless elegance, every detail carefully chosen over months of planning. Today was supposed to be the beginning of forever. The day she would finally marry the man she had stood beside through his lowest moments. The man she had sacrificed everything for. But something didn't feel right. Her phone buzzed again. At first, she ignored it. Probably another congratulatory message. Friends, colleagues, distant relatives, all eager to witness what looked like the perfect love story. Monica forced a smile at her reflection, but it didn't reach her eyes. Her chest felt tight, like something unseen was pressing down on her. Then the phone buzzed again. This time, she picked it up. The subject line alone made her stomach drop. "You deserve to know the truth." Her fingers hesitated for a split second before opening the message. What she saw next made the world around her go silent. Photos. Clear. Undeniable. Cruel. Her fiancé, Andrew, entangled with another woman. Not just anyone. Her best friend. Monica's breath caught in her throat as the images blurred through sudden tears. Her heart didn't just break, it shattered violently, like glass hitting concrete. The room that once felt warm and full of promise now felt suffocating, like the walls were closing in on her. For a moment, she couldn't move. Then something inside her snapped. 20 minutes later, Monica was no longer a bride preparing for her wedding. She was a woman walking straight into betrayal. The private suite door wasn't locked. Of course it wasn't. People who thought they'd never get caught rarely bothered with caution. She pushed it open slowly. Laughter. Carefree. Shameless laughter. And then she saw them. Andrew and Bella, her best friend, completely lost in each other, as if the world outside didn't exist. As if Monica didn't exist. Something cold settled in her chest. Wow. Monica's voice cut through the room like a blade. They froze. Andrew turned first, his expression shifting from surprise to irritation, not guilt. Bella followed, but instead of shame, there was something worse in her eyes. Amusement. "What the hell is this?" Monica asked, her voice trembling. Not with weakness, but with barely controlled rage. Andrew scoffed, standing up as if he had been inconvenienced. "You weren't supposed to find out like this." Monica blinked slowly. "Find out what? That the man I'm about to marry is sleeping with my best friend? Or that neither of you even respect me enough to hide it properly?" Bella laughed softly, crossing her arms. "Oh, please, Monica. Don't act like a victim. You should be thanking me." "Thanking you?" Monica repeated, disbelief flashing across her face. Andrew stepped in, his tone cold now. "Let's not drag this out. Bella is who I'm marrying." Silence. Heavy, crushing silence. Monica stared at him, searching his face for even a trace of the man she once loved. She found nothing. "I built you," she said quietly. "When you had nothing. When everyone walked away, I stayed." "No one asked you to," Andrew replied flatly. That was it. That was the moment something inside Monica died. The wedding hall downstairs was filled with guests, laughter, music, everything ready for a celebration that would never happen. Monica walked out of the suite, each step steady despite the storm raging inside her. Her vision was blurred, but her mind had never been clearer. She wasn't going to cry. Not here. Not for them. As she stepped into the grand hallway, her heels echoing against the marble floor, she suddenly bumped into someone. A man, dressed in a simple waiter's uniform. The tray he carried tilted dangerously, but he caught it just in time. "I'm so sorry," he said quickly, his voice calm but firm. "Are you okay?" Monica looked up, and for a brief second, everything else faded. There was something about him. Something steady, grounded, real. And in that moment of chaos, that was exactly what she needed. She let out a shaky breath. Then, before she could overthink it, she said the most insane thing she had ever said in her life. "Do you want to get married?" The words hung in the air between them. The waiter blinked, clearly caught off guard. I know how this sounds, Monica continued quickly, her voice trembling but determined. But I just walked out of my own wedding. My fiancé cheated on me with my best friend. And right now, I need something real. Something honest. Even if it's crazy. The man studied her carefully. Not judging. Not mocking. Just observing. You don't even know my name, he said. Monica gave a hollow laugh. It can't be worse than the one I almost married. A pause. Then slowly he smiled. Not a wide grin. Not amused. But something deeper. All right, he said. Let's do it. Monica blinked. Wait, seriously? He nodded. If you're brave enough to ask, I'm brave enough to say yes. For the first time that day, Monica felt something shift inside her. Not pain. Not anger. But something unfamiliar. Hope. As they walked away together, away from the wedding, the betrayal, the life she thought she wanted, Monica didn't realize one thing. The man she had just agreed to marry was not a waiter, and this decision was about to change her life in ways she could never imagine. The courthouse smelled faintly of old paper and polished wood, a place where lives changed quietly without the grandeur Monica had once imagined. Just hours ago, she was supposed to walk down an aisle lined with flowers, surrounded by applause and admiration. Now, she stood in a simple room, her wedding gown slightly wrinkled, her veil removed, facing a man whose last name she had only just learned. Colin. It still felt unreal. The officiant adjusted his glasses, glancing between them with a mixture of curiosity and hesitation. This is highly unusual, he muttered under his breath, flipping through the paperwork. But as long as both parties consent, I suppose there is nothing legally preventing this. Monica let out a quiet breath, her fingers tightening slightly at her sides. Her heart was still racing, not from love, not from excitement, but from the sheer weight of what she was about to do. Marry a stranger. She turned to Colin, searching his face one more time, as if hoping to find doubt there. A reason to stop. A sign that this was madness. But he looked calm, steady, almost as if this moment had been inevitable. Are you sure about this? He asked gently, his voice low enough that only she could hear. Monica swallowed. I've never been more unsure about anything in my life, she admitted honestly. Then, after a pause, she added, but I know one thing for certain. I'm not going back. Something flickered in his eyes at that. Respect, perhaps. Or understanding. Then let's not look back, he said. The vows were simple. Almost too simple for something so life-altering. I, Monica Lane, take you, Colin Miller, to be my lawfully wedded husband. Her voice trembled slightly at first, but she forced herself to continue. Each word felt heavy, irreversible, like stepping further into a future she couldn't yet see. When it was Colin's turn, he didn't hesitate. I, Colin Miller, take you, Monica Lane, to be my wife. No tremor. No doubt. Just certainty. And somehow, that steadiness anchored her. By the power vested in me, the officiant said, still sounding mildly bewildered, I now pronounce you husband and wife. A pause. You may kiss if you wish. Monica blinked. For a split second, neither of them moved. Then Colin leaned in, slowly, giving her time to pull away if she wanted. She didn't. The kiss was brief. Soft. Careful. Not passionate. Not overwhelming. But real. And for the first time that day, Monica felt something shift inside her chest. Not pain, not anger, but the faintest hint of peace. Outside, the world carried on as if nothing had happened. Cars passed. People laughed. The sky remained endlessly blue, untouched by the chaos of Monica's life. She stood on the courthouse steps, staring at the ring now resting on her finger. I actually did it, she whispered, almost to herself. You did, Colin replied, standing beside her. She let out a small, incredulous laugh. I married a stranger. Colin tilted his head slightly. You could still run, you know. Monica glanced at him. And you'd just let me? A faint smile touched his lips. If that's what you needed. She studied him for a moment, really studied him this time. There was something different about him. He didn't push, didn't demand, didn't try to control the situation. After everything she had just gone through, that alone felt rare. "No," she said finally, shaking her head. I want to see where this goes." The apartment was nothing like what Monica expected. When Colin unlocked the door and stepped aside to let her in, she hesitated for just a second before crossing the threshold. And then she froze. The space was stunning. Floor-to-ceiling windows revealed a breathtaking city view. The interior was sleek, modern, and immaculately designed, far beyond what any ordinary waiter should be able to afford. Monica turned slowly, taking it all in. "This is your place?" Colin didn't miss a beat. "Sort of." She raised an eyebrow. "Sort of." "My boss owns it," he said casually. "He lets me stay here for a very low rent." Monica studied his face, searching for any sign of dishonesty. But his expression remained perfectly composed. Still, something didn't add up. "This doesn't look like low rent, Colin." He gave a small shrug. "He's generous." Monica didn't respond immediately. Instead, she walked further inside, her heels clicking softly against the polished floor. A strange feeling crept in. Not suspicion exactly, but curiosity. Later that evening, Monica sat on the edge of the bed in the guest room. Yes, guest room, because despite everything, neither of them had crossed that line yet. Her phone buzzed again. "Rachel." Monica hesitated before answering. "Monica, where have you been?" Rachel's voice came through sharp and urgent. "You disappeared from your own wedding." Monica let out a quiet breath. "It didn't happen." A pause. "What do you mean it didn't happen?" "He cheated," Monica said simply. "With Bella." Silence fell on the other end. "Then, that bastard." Monica closed her eyes briefly. "Yeah." "Where are you now?" Rachel asked. Monica glanced around the room, the unfamiliar space that was now somehow her home. "I'm married." Another pause. "You're what?" Across the apartment, Colin stood by the window, his phone pressed to his ear, his expression no longer soft, but sharp. Focused. "Everything is in place?" he asked quietly. A voice responded on the other end. "Yes, Mr. Grant. The board is waiting for your final confirmation." Colin's gaze shifted slightly, toward the room where Monica sat. For a moment, something conflicted flickered across his face. Then it was gone. "Good," he said. "Keep it that way." "Should we inform her?" the voice asked. Colin's grip tightened slightly on the phone. "Not yet." He ended the call and slipped the phone into his pocket, his expression returning to calm just as Monica stepped into the hallway. "Everything okay?" she asked. Colin turned, offering a small, reassuring smile. "Yeah," he said. "A beat. Everything's fine." But as Monica looked at him, something deep inside her whispered a quiet warning. Because for the second time in her life, she had just married a man she didn't truly know. And this time, the truth might be far more dangerous. Monica was starting to understand one thing about Grant Group. Nothing here was simple. Not the work, not the people, and definitely not Colin. Her second day began with whispers. Not subtle ones. The kind that followed her across the room, clung to her back, and lingered just long enough to be heard. "That's her. The one who got hired instantly. There's no way she did that on merit." Monica kept walking, head high. But inside, her patience was already wearing thin. "Monica." The voice snapped through the noise. She turned. Kelly stood there, arms crossed, a smirk playing on her lips. "I need a coffee," she said casually. Monica blinked. "Sorry?" "You heard me," Kelly replied. "Caramel macchiato. Extra shot." Monica frowned slightly. "I'm not." "You're the assistant," Kelly cut in. "Assist." The room went quiet. People were watching, waiting, judging. Monica exhaled slowly. "I was hired to assist the CEO," she said calmly. "Not to run personal errands." A few heads turned. The tension shifted. Kelly's smile faded. "Careful," she said softly, stepping closer. "You just got here." Monica held her ground. I'm aware. For a moment, it felt like a standoff. Then, Kelly chuckled lightly and stepped back.
Fine, she said.
Let's see how long that attitude lasts.
From behind the glass office,
Collins saw everything. Every word. Every expression. His jaw tightened slightly. She's holding her own, Henry said beside him. Colin didn't respond, but his eyes didn't leave Monica. Minutes later, an announcement echoed through the office. Everyone to the conference room.
Now.
Groans followed. Morning briefing. Why today? Monica grabbed her notebook and followed the crowd. The conference room was sleek, minimal, intimidating. Monica took a seat near the end of the table, trying not to draw attention. Then, the door opened. Silence fell instantly. Colin walked in, but not the Colin she married. This was someone else entirely. Cold, controlled, untouchable. Let's begin. His voice was sharp, commanding. He moved to the head of the table, eyes scanning the room. When they passed Monica, they didn't stop, not even for a second. The meeting was brutal. Numbers, targets, deadlines, and zero tolerance for mistakes. Unacceptable, Colin said at one point, tossing a file onto the table. The sound echoed. No excuses. Fix it. No one spoke. No one dared. Monica watched quietly. This was the real him. Or, at least a version of him. Halfway through the meeting, Monica. Her name hit like a spotlight. She straightened instantly. Yes. Colin looked directly at her now. Cold. Unreadable. You'll handle my schedule from today. A pause. Don't mess it up. A few people exchanged looks. Kelly leaned back in her chair, clearly amused. Straight to the boss, huh? She muttered under her breath. Monica ignored her, but inside, her heart was racing. After the meeting, the office buzzed again. But now the whispers had changed. She reports directly to him? Who is she really? This doesn't make sense. Monica sat at her desk, trying to focus. But the pressure had doubled. A file landed on her desk. She looked up. Colin stood there. Up close. Too close. 3 p.m. meeting, he said. Prepare everything. His tone was strictly professional. No warmth. No familiarity. Monica frowned slightly. Understood, sir. The word felt strange. Unnatural. His eyes flickered for a split second. But then, gone again. As he turned to leave, he paused. Just briefly. Without looking back, he said, "Don't let them get to you." Then he walked away. Monica sat there, frozen. That one sentence. It didn't match the man from the meeting. Or maybe, it matched the man she married. Across the room, Kelly watched everything. Her eyes narrowed slightly. "Oh, this is interesting," she whispered. Later that afternoon, Monica stood outside Colin's office, holding the prepared documents. She hesitated, then knocked. "Come in." She stepped inside. The door closed behind her. The world outside disappeared. It was just the two of them now. Colin looked up. No mask this time. No performance. Just him. "Sit," he said, softer now. Monica didn't move. "We need to talk." Her chest tightened slightly. "About time." The door clicked shut behind Monica. Silence filled the room. Heavy. Unavoidable. Colin stood behind his desk watching her, not as a CEO this time, but not fully as her husband either. Somewhere in between. "You're going to explain," Monica said first. No hesitation. No fear. Just clarity. Colin exhaled slowly, running a hand through his hair. "I was going to tell you." Monica let out a quiet, almost humorless laugh. "When?" she asked. "After I found out on my own? Or after I embarrassed myself enough in front of your entire company?" Her voice didn't break, but it carried weight. Colin stepped closer. "I didn't lie about who I am," he said carefully. "I just didn't tell you everything." Monica's eyes narrowed. "That's the same thing." A pause. Tension stretched between them. "You said you didn't care about money," Colin added quietly. "You said you wanted someone honest, someone real." "I meant it," Monica shot back. "Then what changed?" he asked. Her expression hardened. You did. The words landed harder than anything else. Colin didn't respond immediately. For once, he had no quick answer. You let me believe you were someone else, Monica continued. You let me walk into this place blind, while everyone else knew exactly who you were. Her voice dropped slightly. Do you know how that feels? Colin looked at her now, really looked. Not as an employee, not as a stranger, but as the woman he married. Yes, he said quietly. I do. That caught her off guard. But before she could respond, a knock came at the door. Come in, Colin said, his tone shifting instantly. The door opened. Kelly stepped in, and her eyes immediately moved between them. Too observant, too curious. Sorry to interrupt, she said, though she didn't look sorry at all. The 3 p.m. clients are here. Colin nodded. Send them in. Kelly lingered for half a second longer, then smirked slightly at Monica before leaving. The moment the door closed, Monica stepped back. We're not done, she said. Colin's jaw tightened. I know. The meeting was worse than Monica expected. 3 high-level clients. Sharp questions. 0 patience. And all eyes on her. Mississippi Lane, one of them said, leaning forward. Can you explain these projections? Monica glanced at the documents, then answered. Clearly, confidently, without hesitation. Across the table, Colin watched, not as a boss judging an employee, but as someone seeing hurt fully, for the first time in this world. She's impressive, another client said quietly. Colin didn't hide the slight shift in his expression. I know, but not everyone was impressed. Kelly sat in the corner, arms crossed, watching, calculating, waiting. After the meeting, good work, Colin said. Simple, direct, but genuine. Monica nodded slightly. Thank you, sir. The word hit differently this time, and they both felt it. Later that evening, the office began to empty. Lights dimmed, voices faded, but Monica stayed, finishing work, avoiding thoughts, avoiding him, until a file slid onto her desk. She looked up. Colin, you're still here, he said. So are you. A pause. Then, I meant what I said earlier, he added. I was going to tell you. Monica leaned back slightly. And I meant what I said too. Her voice softened, but only a little. You should have. Silence again. But this time, less sharp, less hostile. Come with me, Colin said suddenly. Monica frowned. Where? You'll see. Cut to a quiet rooftop overlooking the city. Lights stretching endlessly into the night. The noise of the world distant. Monica stepped forward slowly. It's beautiful, she admitted. Colin watched her. It's where I come when everything gets too loud. She turned slightly. And what is this? She asked. Another test? A faint smile touched his lips. No. A pause. Then, this is me being honest. Monica didn't respond immediately, but she didn't walk away either. Behind them, in the shadows near the rooftop entrance, a figure stood silently, watching. Kelly. Her eyes narrowed, phone in hand, recording. A slow smile spread across her face. Oh, this just got interesting. The next morning felt off. Monica noticed at the moment she stepped into the office. People were staring, not casually, not subtly, openly. Whispers followed her again. But this time, they weren't quiet. They were together last night. I saw it. On the rooftop. Monica's steps slowed. Her chest tightened. She reached her desk and froze. Her phone buzzed. A message. Unknown number. Careful who you trust. Attached. A photo. Her heart dropped. It was her. On the rooftop. With Colin. Close. Too close. Monica's fingers tightened around the phone. Her mind raced. Who took this? And why send it to her? Across the office, Kelly watched. A slow, satisfied smile forming on her lips. Morning, Kelly said as she walked over casually. Monica looked up. Her expression unreadable. You look tense, Kelly added sweetly. Rough night. Monica held her gaze. You tell me. For a split second, Kelly's smile faltered, but she recovered quickly. I wouldn't know, she said lightly. Before Monica could respond, a voice cut through the tension. Monica. She turned.
Colin.
Standing there. Serious. Controlled. My office.
Now.
The room went silent again. All eyes followed her as she stood, as she walked, as she entered his office. The door shut, and just like that, the outside world disappeared. Monica didn't wait. She held up her phone. Care to explain this? Colin's eyes moved to the screen, and for the first time, his expression changed. Anger. Not at her. At the situation. Who else has this? He asked sharply. Monica blinked. That's your concern? It should be yours too, he replied. She shook her head slightly. No. My concern is why I'm being dragged into something I didn't ask for. Colin stepped closer, lowering his voice. You're in this now, Monica. I didn't choose this, she shot back. No, he said quietly. But someone else did. A pause. Then, we have a problem. Meanwhile, outside the office, Kelly leaned casually against a desk, watching, waiting. Her phone buzzed. A message popped up. Phase 1 complete. Her smile returned. Inside, Monica crossed her arms. So what now? Colin looked at her, not as her boss, not fully as her husband, but as someone who knew things were about to get worse. Now, he said, we find out who's behind this. Monica studied him carefully. For once, they were on the same side. But that didn't mean she trusted him.
Not yet.
Outside, the whispers had already grown louder. Photos were spreading, stories twisting, and the truth, getting buried under lies. Monica didn't know it yet, but this was only the beginning. The rumors didn't die down. They multiplied. By midday, the entire office had seen the photo. Or, at least, a version of it. Monica sat at her desk, still, composed. But inside, everything was shifting. This wasn't random. This wasn't gossip. This was planned. Her eyes lifted slowly. Across the office, Kelly laughed with the group. Too relaxed. Too confident. Monica stood. No hesitation this time. No second-guessing. She walked straight toward her. The chatter faded as she approached. Eyes followed. Tension built. Kelly turned, smiling, like she'd been expecting this. Monica, she said sweetly. Something wrong. Monica stopped right in front of her, close enough to feel the tension. You tell me, Monica replied calmly. Kelly tilted her head slightly, feigning innocence. I don't know what you mean. A pause. Then, Monica leaned in just enough. Send me another message like that, she said quietly, and I won't be this polite. The smile on Kelly's face didn't disappear, but her eyes changed. For a second, something darker surfaced. Then, it was gone. I think you're confused, Kelly said lightly. Monica straightened. Am I? Before Kelly could respond, a voice cut in. That's enough. Colin. He stood a few feet away, dressed sharply, watching everything. The room went silent again. Both of you, he said calmly. My office. Kelly's lips curved slightly. Monica didn't react. Inside the office, the air felt heavier than before. Colin closed the door. Slowly, deliberately. No more games, he said. Kelly folded her arms. I agree. Monica didn't speak. She just watched. Colin's gaze moved between them. There's a leak, he said. And I intend to find it. Kelly let out a small laugh. Are you accusing me? Colin didn't answer immediately. I'm saying, he replied, that whoever is behind this is making a mistake. Monica studied him, trying to read him. Was he protecting her? Or protecting himself? Kelly stepped forward slightly. You think I'd risk my position for something like this? Colin's voice dropped. I think you're smarter than that. A beat. Then, I also think you underestimate me. Silence. Kelly's expression tightened, just slightly, but Monica caught it. That was enough. The meeting ended without resolution. But something had changed. Lines had been drawn. Later, Monica walked out of the building alone, the sky dimming into evening. She didn't hear the footsteps behind her, didn't notice the car slowing nearby, didn't see Kelly watching from a distance, phone in hand again. Phase 2, she whispered. Inside the car, a man picked up a call.
Yeah, he said.
Target's alone. Monica stopped walking. Something felt wrong. Too quiet.
Too still.
She turned slightly, and the car door swung open.
Fast.
Too fast. A hand shot out, grabbing Monica's arm.
She gasped.
Instinct kicking in. Let go of me, she shouted, struggling. But the grip tightened. Inside the car, a man's voice. Get her in.
Now.
Monica fought harder, panic rising. Then, a second voice cut through the chaos. Hey. The grip loosened. Just enough. Monica pulled back and turned.
Cullen.
Running toward her, fury in his eyes. The man cursed. Move. But it was too late. Cullen reached them, grabbing the attacker, dragging him away from Monica. A struggle broke out. Monica stumbled back, heart racing, watching. Another man stepped out of the car, but froze. Sirens.
Loud.
Getting closer. Police, someone shouted. The attackers hesitated, then ran. The car sped off, vanishing into the night. Silence. Except Monica's breathing. Cullen turned to her immediately. Are you hurt? She shook her head, still processing. You came, she said softly. Cullen stepped closer. I wasn't going to let anything happen to you. For a moment, everything else faded. Then, police lights flooded the street. The next day, the office felt different. Quieter, heavier. Monica walked in. This time, no whispers, only silence. Kelly stood near the center of the room, but her confidence
gone.
Cullen walked in behind Monica, sharp, unforgiving. Everyone, he said. All eyes turned. There's something you need to know. A screen lit up behind him. Footage. Kelly, sending the photo, texting, smiling, planning. The room shifted.
Gasps.
Shock. Kelly's face drained of color. This is ridiculous, she said quickly. Cullen didn't even look at her. You orchestrated everything, he said coldly. She laughed nervously. You can't prove. I already did. Silence. Then, security stepped forward. Kelly's composure shattered. This isn't over, she snapped, as she was escorted out. The doors closed behind her. And just like that, it was over. Later, Monica stood by the window, looking out. The city felt different now. Cullen walked up beside her. Quiet. Careful. I should have protected you sooner, he said. Monica didn't look at him. I should have trusted you sooner, she replied. A pause. Then, she turned. Why didn't you tell me the truth from the start? Cullen exhaled. Because I didn't want you to see me as just this. He gestured slightly. The power. The status. I wanted you to choose me. Monica studied him. I did, she said. Silence. Then, a small smile.
Real. Soft.
I guess we both messed up, she added. Cullen smiled too. Yeah, he said. But we fixed it. He reached for her hand. This time, she didn't pull away. No lies. No secrets. Just truth. And something real.